Hi everyone, so today we're doing our fourth element of water, which is based around your sacral chakra, to do with the pelvis. It's to do with fluidity and just feeling freedom, motivation, and just enjoying connectivity in the cycle and circles of life. So let's get started. We're going to start seated and then just creating some unstuckness through the hips. So just planting the hands down on the knees, and let's just close the eyes and land in our seats. Feeling the sit bones connecting to the ground. And then feeling the spinal column growing tall up to the crown of the head. And if you're a visual person, starting to imagine that you're a beautiful big piece of kelp in a kelp forest in the sea and the ocean. And then just starting to send some fluidity through the spine as we do a few seated cat-cows here. So blinking the eyes open or keeping your eyes closed as you roll the chin in towards the chest. And then as you exhale, bringing the heart forward, sending the neck forward and tilting the head back. Take an inhale, bringing the chin in towards the chest. And that Ujjayi breath, that's ocean-like breath of just breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, if that feels good. Or otherwise you could make almost like a shh noise out through the lips. Just imagining the waves, that fluidity through the ocean and you're your piece of seaweed. Really nice. And then slowly coming into a central place as you come into Janjandasana. So start to straighten out the left leg and then bringing the right foot into the meaty part of the thigh. As you take a deep breath in, bringing that right arm up and over as if you're a wave lapping in the ocean, and then just sending your gaze underneath that right armpit. Take a nice deep breath in, and as you exhale out the mouth, either keeping your forearm down or turning your forearm up depending on the dimensions of your body. As you exhale, bring both arms up and over, and then changing sides, start to stretch out your right leg, plant your left hand down, and then as you inhale, bringing the forearm either onto the thigh or down towards the calf as you take a breath in. And like a wave, just slowly bring that arm up and over, sending the gaze underneath the left armpit. And then as you exhale, opening that up. Take a nice deep breath in, and then on the exhale, rolling onto all fours and coming into an extended child's pose. So let the knees come out to the width of the mat, the big toes to kiss, and then letting the buttocks float towards the heels as you tiptoe the arms forward, letting the forehead land on the mat. Take a full breath in, and then on the exhale, traveling forward up through a tabletop with the toes still kissing, and then bringing the pelvis forward and down as you come into cobra with the legs parted. And then as you inhale, lift up through the chest nicely, and then exhale, come back through the knees as You inhale and then exhale back into your seat. And we're just going to do this 5 rounds, just creating that same wave-like action, using the pelvic ball as you inhale, coming up. Really press the big toes together, keeping them there, and then coming down onto the forearms. Inhale, lift up, separate the feet. Exhale, float the chin back down. On the inhale, push up through the front and then back into your heels. Inhale, come through and up. On the exhale, let the pelvic ball come forward, separate the legs, coming down. Take a breath in, come back up through baby cobra. And then on the exhale, push up through the pelvis as you come up through all fours and back to the big toes to kiss. Let the forehead land. Take an inhale here. And then on the exhale, pushing yourself up into all fours into a cat-cow variation. As we breathe in, we're just slowly going to let the head travel towards the right buttocks. You're making like a C shape with your spine, and then taking inhale, come to the other side. As if you're wagging your tail, slowly changing sides. And then come back to a neutral spine, just keeping your arms underneath your shoulders and imagining your waist is almost like a skipping rope. As you take a breath in, bend into the right arm and then just sending your weight into the right, and then as you exhale, coming back up and then over into the left. So you're almost making like a barrel-like action through the stomach. Yeah, lovely. And feeling into all 4 corners of the back body. And then changing direction. Really nice breath work. Just turning on that oceanic breath. And then coming to a neutral place, finding that spot of stillness. As you take an inhale, start to drag the right toes back. And then feeling strong through your leg, look up towards the front of the mat. As you take a breath in, lifting that leg up and off the mat in line with the hip. And then on the exhale, hug the knee deep into the chest. Land the foot up in between the hands or helping it there. As you come into Anjanasana, inhale, lift the arms up and overhead. And then on the exhale, let the arms just cascade all the way back, down and around. Take a nice big breath in, bring the arms up. Exhale, down and around. Doing this one more time. Almost like you're swimming through the water. As you exhale, release the hands down by the feet, by the front foot. Take a breath in, tuck the back left toes under so you're coming into an extended lunge. And then just heel toeing, just having little pulses through the back wall of the foot. As you breathe in here, lift onto the ball of the front foot, let the front foot meet the back foot at the back of the mat into plank, and then exhale, knees, chin, chest, ripple forward into your baby cobra, and then exhale, come push yourself back up through all fours, and exhale back down into extended child's pose. Take a deep breath in to land. And on the exhale, slowly pushing yourself back up into all fours. As you breathe in, start to extend the left foot back. Nice. And then bringing the foot in line with the buttocks. Take a breath in, hug the knee deep into the chest, roll through the upper spine, tuck the chin. Exhale, float the leg back out. Inhale, hug the knee in and let the foot land in between the hands or helping it there as you come into Anjanasana, tented fingertips, and then using your core to lift yourself up. And bring the heart forward as you rotate the arms back. Let them cascade down, inhaling up. Exhale all the way down and around. So if you're doing backstroke through a beautiful pool of water. And then making this your last round, tented fingertips to frame that front foot, tucking the back right toes under, lift up into your lunge, and then just a few little pulses feeling into the hip socket. Great. As you lift up onto the ball of the front foot, and then bring that front foot to meet the back foot at the back of the mat into plank. Hold through your plank. As you exhale, knees, chin and chest. Roll forward and up into your cobra. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, tuck toes under, come up through all fours, and then pushing yourself back into down facing dog. Taking a few moments to just land in your down dog. And then we're going to have this sort of undulation of the spine. So have a slight bend through the knees. And then as you inhale, rippling forward into plank. And then bending the knees so they just hover off the mat. And as you push your seat back up towards the ceiling. So that same lapping of the ocean. Feel that hugging of the arm bones in towards each other, that hollowing of the armpits, and just synchronizing the breath with the movement. And then making this your last round as you come into the shape. And then just turning your hands out to the corners of the mat so you feel really broad across the chest. Bringing your feet together at the back of the mat, let your big toes kiss. And then as if you're skiing, bend through the knees and swivel on the balls of the feet to the right, looking underneath the right armpit, straighten the legs. As you exhale, bend through the knees and then pivot to the left. Doing this 2 more rounds on each side. And coming back to that breath with the movement. And then coming back to your center, keeping your hands as they are or turning your hands towards the front of the mat, index fingers facing forward. Take a breath in as you start to extend the right leg back into space. And then on the inhale, hug the knee deep into the chest, preparing for pigeon as you land the leg in front of the front long, short edge of the mat, tented fingertips. Proud through the chest. Yeah, lovely. And then on the exhale, slowly tiptoeing the hands forward. I like to make some fists with my hands and then just allow my forehead to land into the center of the fists. But if you're really flexible in the hips and want to go fully down, you can. Just decide what works well for you. And sending the breath into the back of that right hip. Unstucking the sticky parts. Giving yourself that sense of movement and flexibility through the hip. And then as you exhale, slowly lifting your forehead up, either off your fists or slowly down from the ground as you tiptoe the hands back towards the front leg. And then proud pigeon. As you exhale, letting the head come into a neutral place, and then slowly landing on your right buttocks as you inhale, swinging the left leg round, coming into Lord of the Fishes, so bringing the foot all the way around that it's hooking over the right thigh. And then breathing tall, bring the arms up and overhead as we're going to twist to the left, so bringing the right elbow over the left thigh, and then making your arm into a stop street sign, bringing the other arm, tented fingertips behind you, send your gaze over that left shoulder. Take a deep breath in from the core as you exhale to twist perhaps a little bit deeper into the stretch. And keeping your toes active and pulling up towards your kneecaps to support your knee. And on the exhale, bringing your head to face towards the front of the mat. Take a breath in, bring both arms up and overhead, and then turning through your torso towards the right to counter twist the action. Bring the arms over this way, spread out through the fingertips. And then as you exhale, let the fingertips land as you swing the left leg back down and around, and then bringing the hands in front of you, push yourself back up into all fours. Take an inhale as you tuck the toes under, and an exhale, pushing yourself back up into down facing dog. Deep breath in, complete exhale out. As you take a nice inhale, start to let the left leg travel all the way back and up. Preparing for pigeon on this side, hug the knee deep into the chest as you land the foot to the front edge of the mat, untuck the back toes, and then just tiptoeing the palms up, tented fingertips proud through the chest. And just checking you're not just dipping into your thigh bone. And when you found your stability through your center, slowly tiptoeing the hands forward, and then either landing the hands flat or creating little fists and letting your forehead come down into the center of the fist. Really just focusing on the exhale breath. And just loosening the fascia in the hip socket. Letting the face be gentle in this shape. As you take a nice cleansing breath out the mouth to gently lift up through your core, tented fingertips coming back into your proud pigeon and sending your chin up, opening the heart space, and then exhale, bringing the head in line with your center, and then just slowly rolling onto your left bottom, swinging your right leg all the way into a circle round and landing the right foot and just finding your seat again. If this feels uncomfortable, you can always modify and stretch the left leg out in front of you or have it tucked, just depending what feels good for you. And then taking a breath in, bring the arms up and over. As we twist to the opposite side, so towards your right, bring your arms up and then letting your left elbow hook on the right thigh, tented fingertips, and into that shape as you take a breath in. Exhale, just rinsing through the spine. On the exhale, slowly letting your head and shoulders come towards the front of the mat. As you take a breath in, bringing both arms up and overhead, and then twisting to the opposite side and just extending out through your arms. On the exhale, bring the palms both back up to meet, and then lengthening the other leg out in front of you, coming into a forward fold as we cascade down and towards a forward fold. Take a full breath and look up towards your big toes. And then on the exhale, folding forward. Paschimottanasana. Inhale, lifting up. Coming into bound angle, so bringing the soles of the feet together, so a wider diamond shape. And then pushing the soles of the feet together as you let the hands cup the backs of the feet. And then just slow little circles through the center of the core to the right. And then to the left. And then just allowing your head, neck and shoulders to just drape down, almost like your head is a big ice cube, slowly melting towards your feet. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. And just staying in this shape. And then slowly making your way back up. Let the hands brush up the legs, bring the feet flat onto the mat, and then Dee is going to take us through the second half.
Cool. So starting standing, so with the element of water we're going to add some flowing movements of the arms. So if we first hinge forward from our hips, just try and send your hips back. If you do need to bend your knees slightly, that's totally fine. But imagine from the crown of the head, you have like a thread, someone pulling gently. Find length from the crown of the head to the tailbone without dropping down into the lower back. So you could have for a moment your hands just on the shins. Find length here. Just finding a nice rhythm of breath. Connecting with our core. So as you breathe out, try to draw the abdominal wall in and up. Try not to hold any tension in the neck or in the shoulders. So you can have a gentle bend in the knees if you need to. Grounding the feet. From here, we'll take a breath in. On the exhale, bring the right arm forward so it's in line with your ear. On the exhale, swim it back. And then bring the hand back down on the shin. Inhale, prepare, going with the left arm. Bring it forward and swim it back. Let's do that again. Inhale. Exhale, right arm. So again, mainly when you breathe out, imagine having resistance while you swim. If you want to, you could try and bring both arms up and swim them back. Beautiful. Inhale, bring them forward. Again, if this is too much and you need to modify, keep going with one arm at a time. Inhale up. Exhale, reach. Keep connecting through the center. Last two here. Swing it back. Feel your upper back engage. Last time. Now let's bend the knees and just softly hold your forward fold. Stretch through the spine. Maybe have a little sway side to side. Whatever the body needs here. Let it go. Then we're going to walk our hands forward and bring the knees down onto the mat. Great. So we're going to start with the child pose. First with the arms forward. Lovely. Just stretch them out to the front. So make it an active stretch. Forehead can come down. Just stay here for a few breaths. Lovely. Bring some release in the spine. Upper back. And then we'll do two more variations with the arms. So you can bring them now in line with your shoulders. So it's like a T shape. Pressing the hands just gently down and then bring one shoulder blade at a time down towards the mat. So as if you create a little wave. Yeah, lovely. One at a time. Hands stay connected to the floor of the mat. Find some space across the chest and shoulders, keeping the breath going. Really good. One more each side. Beautiful. And then we'll come back to center. Then you can swing your arms back behind you and rest on the tops of the hands first. Just have a moment there. Keep that length through the arms out of the fingertips. Breathe. And then we'll interlace our fingers and bring the arms up on the out breath. On the inhale, lower them down. Exhale, coming back up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Again, find your little rhythm with your breath. Lovely. So no need to force it. Just think about that fluidity of water. Exhale up. Keeping the forehead grounded to the mat. Inhale down. Lovely. Two more to go. Feel the work in the upper back. Last one. Beautiful. Just release the arms down again. Have a little wiggle. Release your shoulders. Breathe in. Exhale, bring the chin to the chest. We'll roll ourselves back up. You can place your hands behind the feet, so fingers pointing in, lovely. Tuck the tailbone under and lift the hips. Whatever you want to do with the head, you can keep facing up or tuck it in or reach it all the way back. And gently come back down, lovely. From here we'll slide forward again into child pose. Keep your hands where they are as you start rounding the back, coming up into cat. From here, let's lower the pelvis down. Yes, good. And again, going through cat, round the back, into child pose. So if possible, your hands stay in the same place. Again, coming up through cat. Engage the core flowing through, lower the pelvis. Engage the glutes. Let's go for 2 more. Round the back. And sit back. Good. Keep going with that breath, cat. And forward. Let's stay here for a moment. Press through the hands. And then find some circles with the head. So chin tucks in. And side to side and up and around. Whatever feels natural to do. Maybe some clicks. And close your eyes and then let's reverse to the other side. Remember to hold the glutes strong. That's brilliant. Let's go for a couple more. Last 2. And last one. Bringing the head back to center. Let's come back onto all fours. So from here, we're going to start with our left arm. We're going to reach it all the way up to the sky. Take a breath in. Exhale, thread the arm down and underneath the right armpit. You can stay here, resting on the side of the face, and extend the right arm to the top of the mat. So you want to create length through both your arms. Great. Hold it there. Exhale, bring the belly button in and up. Final one, then we bring our right arm on top of the left and then extend that arm as you reach it up. Maybe you can keep getting the gaze up towards the fingertips. And again, inhale down. Good. Exhale, lengthen, lift and open. Really good. 2 more here. If it's too much, just go as far as you can or keep the head down. Whatever feels comfortable. Last time. Reach, lengthen and lift. Lovely. We bring this hand back in front of the face, the shoulder, pressing up. Good. So we'll stay on all fours. We're gonna go with our right arm now. Extend it forward in line with the ear and make a circle. So you can again follow the fingertips round. Keep it going. Great for the shoulders. So if it means you have to make the circle smaller, please do. Find that control and stability in the core. And let's reverse our circle, same arm. Keep that length. Lovely. Beautiful. Pressing through that left hand. Let's go for 3 more. Good. 2. And final one. And bringing the hand down. Again, have a child pose before we switch over to the other side. Okay. So let's take a full inhale. Exhale, roll ourselves up. Again, you can slide the hands behind the sits bones and lift up. If the lifting up part is too much, just open your chest. Rest through the hands. And then we'll come back to center. Great. So if we can maybe turn around for the other side of the thread and needle. Yeah, perfect. Taking our right arm all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, threading it through. And lying down on the side of the face. From here you can extend your left arm forward. Again, hold and breathe. Full inhale. Full exhale. Bring the left arm on top of the right and start to extend it length and long as you open. And down. Yes. Reach long through the fingertips. Find that twist in the back. And go at your own speed. Lovely. Going for last one. Length and long. Open the chest. Good. Coming back down. And then we'll press this left hand in front of the face, coming back on all fours. This time we go arm circles with left arm, reach it forward. And circle it around. Again, you can look up towards the fingertips. Keep it going. Really good breathing. Finding that flow. Press through the right hand. And then we'll go the other way around. Keep the length. Connect the exhalation with the core. Engage. 2 more. Beautiful. Last one. Great. This time, rather than going back into child pose, let's walk our hands out to the front of the mat. And then lower yourself down, either on the chin or the forehead. So check your hips are on top of the knees. That's beautiful. And finding that stretch in the upper back. Really good, let go. If it's too intense, start to kind of slide back into child pose. Really good. 2 more breaths. Really good. And with your final exhalation, try and slowly slide back into your child pose. Yes, take your time. And maybe you need a little wiggle, whatever you want in your arms. Beautiful. Just let go. Okay, so take a breath in. Exhale, we'll roll ourselves back up. And then we'll go for a little swim. So if you want to come this side again, we'll lower ourselves down onto the front of the body. So we'll work a little bit more of the back chain of the body. So the legs can come hip distance apart and arms out to the front. Perfect. So we're going to start either with the forehead down, or for a slight more of a challenge, take your head and chest up. That's lovely. So starting first with our left arm and right leg, we want to reach it forward and lift. Inhale down. Then right arm, left leg. And keep alternating sides. You can, yes, keep your forehead parallel to the mat. Engaging the glute. And get that shoulder to draw down the back. Really good. Keep going for the last 4. Beautiful. So I want to keep the front of the hip bones connected to the mat. 1 more inside. Beautiful. Abs strong. Last time. Beautiful. So you can either keep going like that, or if you want to have a little bit more, the palms can come down. Then we'll lift all limbs off the mat just a tiny bit. And then we'll go a little bit more of a pace, going up and down. Then we'll try and go for a minute of that little swimming motion. Yes, good. Brilliant. Whenever you need a break, just bring the forehead down, or bring the arms and legs down. So it doesn't have to be a big movement, but keep the arms and legs really strong. Good, good. Find the rhythm of the breath. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Really good. Ooh. Let's stack the hands on top of each other and just rest your forehead down and gently bring it side to side. Little massage of the forehead, Shoulders relaxed. The glutes can relax. The tummy. Really good. Then we'll just gently pop the hands next to the rib cage. Press ourselves back up. You know, if your knees wide if you like. And just release. You find a little bit of roundness in the back. Lovely. Just breathe. Lovely. Then we'll roll ourselves back up. So from our swim, we're going to go into our mermaid stretch. So if we face to the front of the room, having the left leg, like the shin, lined up with the front, and then the other leg you can tuck it back a little bit. Perfect. So you feel both your sit bones are grounded down. The right one is not touching, right? And the left hand is in line with the left hip. So from here we work on our glutes. You can rest the right arm in the lap. Breathe in. On your exhale, start to press into the left hand and squeeze your glutes. Bring the hips forward. You can reach your right arm all the way up. Squeeze the glutes. And with control, we slowly release the arm back down in the lap. Lovely. Let's go for a few more. Inhale. Exhale. Press. If you want to open the arm further, that's up to you. And slowly come back. So what we're aiming for is that you engage your glutes, bring your hips to the front so you get a stretch down the right hip flexor. Good. Finding that rhythm of the breath, that's lovely, Tam. Let's go 2 more. Engage your glutes. Slowly down. And our final one. Let's stay up for the count of 4. Keep reaching through the fingertips. Squeeze the glutes. Last 2. And 1. Slowly coming down. Make sure you've got a little bit of space on the right of you. And then we'll bring both our hands onto the left side of us. Yes. Either stay here or maybe you can lower yourself down into the forearms. Whichever way is possible. Pressing up. So we're going to extend our right leg now. So your knee is facing to the front. Yes. So if you want to modify, you can come up. It's up to you really. Yes. It's a bit of an interesting angle. But going from here with this right leg up and down. As long as you feel you're not collapsing down with the upper body, you're doing great. Yes. So really kicking in with that outer thigh, glute. Whoa. Breathing through for 8, 7. Really clench to lift. Lovely. Working our posture. Press through the hands or forearms. Last 3. Bracing the core. 2. And last 1. Good. Just bend the knee again. Coming back up. Having a counter stretch. Bring the left arm over to the right. Lovely. Maybe you want to get the head to circle down and up. Letting go of any tension in the neck. And then we'll do that all on the other side. So we can have our right shin lined up with the long edge of the mat. Perfect. Right hand is in line with the right hip and just rest the left arm in the lap. Lovely. Breathe in. Exhale, squeeze your glutes and start to lift up. Slowly come back down. Good. And again, exhale, lift. Press through the right hand. Lengthen up. Slowly down. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale up. Again, if you want to open the arm further, you can always move slower to build up that strength and control. We go last 2. Beautiful. And slowly down. With our last one, we hold it up for 4. Reach through the fingertips. Last 2. Engage the glutes. Last 1. Slowly come back down. Wonderful. So this time the hands come over to the right, or come onto your forearms, whichever way works. And then we'll extend our left leg. So check your knees not facing up to the sky, but faces forward. And then press through the hands or forearms. Let's start to lower and lift that leg. Yes, pointing the toes. You might find there's a difference with the other side. And if you need to modify, you can always come onto the hands. Yeah, lovely. Let's go for 6. Last 5. Beautiful. 4. 3. Last 2, squeeze. And last one, beautiful. Bending at the knee. Have that counter stretch over to the left. Wonderful. Again, feel free to add those little circles, half circles. Beautiful. And then we're going to come back to center. So if you come to the top of your mat, we're going to roll ourselves all the way down onto the mat. Yes, feet can be hip distance apart. And then tuck your tailbone under, start rounding the back. Bring bone by bone down. Good. You can have your palms facing up to the sky. And just take your head side to side. Connect with your core as you exhale. Go one more each side. Lovely. Bring the head back to center. Make sure you tuck your chin slightly in. You've got a long back of the neck. You can shimmy your feet out to the edges of the mat and then take your knees over to the right. Use your core, bring them through the center to the left, over to the right. So you're always working that control from the abs and pelvic floor. Keep it going. One more each way. Good. And then bring the knees into the chest. You can keep your feet together and just have a few circles from the hips. Lovely. And another way around. And let's bring our legs into tabletop. So the knees are on top of the hips and ankles in line with the knees. Perfect. From here we can crunch up. You can have your arms by the side. Squeeze the legs together. Slowly release back down. Yes, see now? Exhale, draw the abs in, chin to chest. Coming up. Lovely. If you need to modify, get your feet down. Really good. Let's go for 2 more. Keep those inner thighs glued together. Lovely. Last one, let's hold it up. Separate the legs a tiny bit. And then as if you just pop the toes into a pool of water. Very lightly. Tap and up. If you need to have your head down, go for that. Tuck the chin in. Engaging the core. Last 4. 4, 3. 4, 2. Really good. The last one. Hug the knees to the chest. Beautiful. Ooh. Sigh it out. Great. Then we'll bring the legs back up in tabletop. You could keep them here and then have your ankles flexed. Or if you want a little bit more, extend your legs. You can keep your head down. Arms face up to the sky. Yes. Then we go from here. Right leg and left arm lowering down. Exhale, bring it up. The other side. Down and up. 2 more. If it's too much, the leg is going too low, just go a little bit. We're going last forward, pointing our toes. as if you dip your heel into a pool of water. Really good for using the stomach muscles. Last set. Inhale down. Exhale up. Last one. Down. And up. Well done. Ooh. Okay, just have a little rock side to side. We can roll ourselves over towards the front of the room now. Going for our last little bit. So you can rest onto your forearm. Have your legs in a 90-degree angle. Perfect. And then we'll lift our top leg in line with the hip. Yes, and the ankle is in line with the knee. Perfect. So from here, imagine you've got a pencil on your knee. So we'll start circling onto the wall in front of us. So again, we'll try and keep the bottom bit of the leg in like one piece, moving, circling from the hip. We're going to get into that glute. Nice flowing movement. 4, 3, 4, 2. Work on your posture, press through the forearm, and let's reverse. Really good. So you're lifting the waist off the mat. Lovely. Let's go for 4 more. 3, 2, and hold. This time we bring the knee together, and then you can point your toes, bring the toes together. And knees and toes. Knees and toes. Try and breathe through it. I know it can be tough. Yes, find that fluidity and flow of the breath. Let's go for 4 more. Really working in that glute. Last 2. And last 1. Good. Got a final one here. Extend your leg, so flex the foot. You can bring your arm in line with your ear. A little bit of space in between, perfect. So you're going to swipe the leg to the front, open the arm back. Yes. Point your toes and bring the leg back as you bring your arm forward in line with the ear. And again, flex the foot, open the chest. Lovely. Point the toes, arm comes to the front. So you're always like in a diagonal line. Try and keep the leg level with your hip. Really working that glute. Last 3. Really good. Press through the forearm. Squeezing glutes. 2. Amazing. 1 more to go. And bring the arm back, and the leg comes one more time to the front as far as you can. And we go for 10 little taps up and down. So that will really get it going for some fire. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knee, give it a little rub. Woo. Really good. Okay, let's do that on the other side before we finish. So resting on the forearm, again lining up the bottom half of the leg. Oh, perfect. That's great. So try to open up the chest, pressing up, lovely. And then top leg comes level with the hip. Yes, imagine that pencil again on the kneecap, and we'll circle around. Beautiful. Yes, let's keep that going. Find a nice smooth circle. 4, 3, 2, and reverse. So keep the leg level with the hip as much as you can. Press through the forearm. So you're working this bottom shoulder too, keeping you nice and upright, long neck. 4, 3, 2. Let's hold, bring the knees together, lift and point the toes, tap, and knees, and toes, knees, toes, really good, hang in there, breathe for 4, 3, last 2, and last 1. We extend the leg all the way out, and then the arm can come up. So as you bring your leg forward, flex the foot, open the arm. Point your toes, And then bring the arm forward in line with your ear. So find a little flowing movement here. Open the chest. Mind your toes. Really good. Last 3. So you flex your foot on the way forward. Find that length in the hamstring. And point it back. Squeeze the glute. Lovely. Open the chest. Let's go one more. And then you can bring your arm back down. And then keep your leg out to the front. So it's those 10 pulses before we finish. Let's go up and down. For 8, 7, 6, 5. Good. Pushing up through the forearm. 3. Last 2. And 1. We need some water to extinguish that fire. Really good. Let's stretch it out. Let's come into child pose. And just find a minute to really release and relax. You can go back to one of the previous versions with the arms into that T shape or by the side of the body, whatever you fancy. Maybe a little rock side to side. You could have your forehead onto your hands as well. And again, massaging the forehead side to side. Release the shoulders. Finding a natural rhythm again of the breath. Really good. Last 2. Fine, a big deep inhale. And make it a very long exhale. Release all the way down. And then swipe the hands close to you. Close to the rib cage, pushing up. And then from here, just bring like your chest down so you can bend your elbows. And then push back up. Yes, you can keep your hands down. And so resting the belly on the thighs, yes, and push up. And roll down. Push up. Just bringing some of that energy back. Active energy. Good. Lovely. Let's go for one more. And press all the way up. Just take your arms up and overhead. If you want to reach back a little bit, circle the arms back and around. Just resting the hands onto the thighs. You can close your eyes, have a few shoulder circles. Find length through the crown of the head. And you can shrug your shoulders all the way up to the ears. As you exhale, just drop them down. Let's do a few of those. Inhale, reach them up. Exhale, drop. And face the palms of the hands up to the sky with your arms by the sides. Let's go 2 more. Yes, last one. Shrug them up. And exhale, release. Just gently open the eyes. Bring your hands together. Give yourself a big applause. Thanks for joining us today, and we hope to see you soon.